Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Find out in 1 second. We're looking at a blank screen. There we go. Cool. Think I got it working. Good morning. Welcome to the Easy Stream. Oh, I hear myself talking. I gotta turn that off. We hang out in this fish room, and everything is always easy, and we get stuff done. This week, what do we got going on? Well, I was missed last week because I was not feeling so hot, and I'm still a little kind of mungy, but I'll survive. Anyway, let me say good morning, people. Bionic Bigfoot, good morning, good morning. Andy Carson, what's going on? Good morning. Bruiser.
John Mackenzie said, "Good morning, weirdos."
Good morning, weirdo. Going on, Mr. Mackenzie.
Fishcapades
good morning,
said,
Bruiser.
"Good morning, everyone."
Fishcapades, good morning. Uncle Smiley's Aquarium's here. Good morning, good morning. Victor Coco, good morning, sir. Window Liquor number 5. What's going on, man? Good morning, good morning. Fish Dreams, good morning. All right. Black Pet, good to see you. Good morning. Mackenzie. Xanadudu's here. Good morning, good morning. And that's about it. All right, guys, cool. Well, what do we got going on today? Well, we're going to do some water testing because I never did it last week because I wasn't here last week. And I haven't done a water change since then, so I got all that ready. It was
Bionic Bigfoot said, "Good morning, Fishcapades."
Good morning, Fishcapade. Yeah, I was I see
lovely,
him.
that is.
I'm sitting at my desk watching this. I was standing in my fish room here looking at things right before the stream, kind of like trying to get the vision. There's my bent paperclip looking Buenos Aires Tetra. Had a rough life, that little dude. Anyway, standing in the fish room, and I had like a little bit of an epiphany here of what I was gonna do. Obviously, we'll do the water testing and the change on the 75 with the Blackbeard algae nightmare. See how that's going. Last week or last time, we took the sponge filters out of the tank, and then we're just running on the hang on the back. And we dimmed the lights a little.
Window
Sorry,
Liquor
I'm getting some more
5 said,
coffee.
"Good morning, Mr. Manifesto."
Yo, good morning. Oh, sorry, coffee time.
Bionic Bigfoot said, "Good morning, Xanadudu." Peplin Creek
morning,
Aquatics said,
Xanadudu.
"Jason, good morning."
Good morning, Peplin, man. How are you, sir? All right. Well, while we're standing here looking at this, I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of like a cursory cleanup here because I got stuff everywhere in this room. And it's coming to a head here. It's a little too much. Just like I have like panes of glass laying here that I inherited from all those fish tanks. Hell, that was sharp. I got to do something with this. Just can't have raw glass laying on the floor all over the place. Set it there for now. I have all these old lids from the 5 gallons. I got these broken 5 gallons in here.
Bigfoot said, "Good morning, Peplin Creek Aquatics."
Well, that one's kind of not so broken. That one holds water, but I don't think it's worth it. It's got a crack in it. So I have the 1.5 gallon that's totally ruined. So I think I just need to figure out how to dispose of this properly.
Congratulations, Bruiser CB, on the membership milestone.
Right on,
Bruiser CB has been an extraordinary aquarist for 24 months.
Heck yeah, man. 2 years, brother. Appreciate that. All right. Yeah, this is a broken tank. I don't know what to do with it other than put it in a trash bag and toss it out.
Xanadu said, cool angle of that tank, Jason.
Thanks, man. I like that angle. Kind of gives it depth. Plus the lighting. It's I don't know. It's just like one of those little like can lights. Well, the yellow one is. The fore light is. The background light is there's like the cheapo Marineland LED thing. Yeah, that does look cool. Yeah, I just need to move some stuff around here for a minute. And there's like, it's way too much in this room. What I should do is, I don't know, maybe I should just put this in the contractor bag. Done with it. God.
Bionic Bigfoot said, what type pleco is that in that tank?
It is a sailfin pleco. And he's a big boy. He is probably, well, maybe not anymore, but he was at one point bigger than the biggest bala shark in there. But I don't know if that's true anymore. So, take that with a grain of salt. But he was. He's pretty big. Yeah, I see him close to, it's about, you know, he's got a little like long tip on his tail, so if you count that in, he's definitely as long as that dude is. Yeah. Not as girthy. Yeah, it was a buddy I work with. He had that guy in a 15-gallon tall. And I was like, dude, he couldn't like, you know, it was, he didn't have a whole lot of room in that tank, put it that way. And he was already kind of big. So I convinced him to give it up. Well, he knew he needed to give it up. He was just like, dude, this thing's too big. I gotta give it up. And I was kind of like reluctant to take it at first, but I was like, you know what? I got a 55-gallon. I'll take it. I put him in that this is back when the bala sharks were in a 55-gallon too. And I put him in that tank, and all he did for like 2 weeks straight was just swim
Bionic
back and
Bigfoot
forth.
said I got 4 of them, about 12.
Nice.
Along in a 55-gallon.
That's cool. Yeah, he would just swim back and forth for, yeah, they're great fish. I love them. Like endlessly for a week, 2 weeks straight. And he had like, he turned like his, like the tips of his dorsal fin and his caudal fin, they turned like this, like orangish red. It was really cool. I haven't seen him look like that since. But he was definitely like, I don't know, happy. He could move. And he used to rule that tank too. He still kind of rules this one every once in a while. Like if those sharks don't mess with him, because he'll chase them. He used to chase them too. It was kind of funny. He would like chase them away from food. That was back when he was like, I can swim. Oh, awesome fish. Love them.
Foxy's Fishes said, good morning, Jason and
Good
chatters.
morning, Foxy. What's going on? All right, I gotta get moving here. Let me get this bag.
Xanadu said IDK. Happy low. Awesome.
You know, it probably makes more sense just to carry the tanks out and then deal with them later. Because I'm not sure the best protocol here yet, so bear with me while I move some fish tanks out of this room. One has a broken pane.
Victor Coco said, Jason, how are you feeling lately?
Sorry, I was muted. I feel... What did I feel? I felt stretched thin. Like a little bit of butter spread across too much toast. That's how I feel.
Bionic Bigfoot said 4 of them are female, and I have 4 male big albino pleco.
Nice. That's cool. I just ran up and down the steps twice, so yeah, I'm out of breath. Whew. All right. That's a little bit better. Now let me move this. I got these 5 gallons over here I got to figure out what I'm doing with. I got all this fish food in here that I got to figure out where I'm going with.
5 said, I have a confession to make. I've been a slacker to my fish tanks.
No.
I was supposed to do water changes last weekend, but I bought a new to me car last weekend. Room.
Uh-oh. Broom. This can go back in the fish room or the garage. Trying to clean up a little bit here, man. It's like hard to move. There's so much stuff. Because I still have all these 4 gallon.
Fishroom said, take it easy.
Take it. I'm trying. I have all these 10-gallon fish tanks that I got. They're all like sitting around the room here. Plus I have 2 empty 5-gallons sitting on the floor here. So there's like, feels cluttered. You're okay, puppy. It's just me freaking out. All right. Looking for the dustpan. That's what I'm looking for.
Bionic Bigfoot said Jason is getting old.
Oh my god. Don't remind me. Yeah, this is worn out, man.
Foxy's Fishes said, sounds like you need to play some fish tank Tetris.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking here. Well, I had a vision. And I'm going to include you in that vision real soon. But I just needed to get this glass off the floor and stuff. Since I've now uncovered a bunch of cat hair and stuff. Dog hair. Plant leaves. From these, what do you call them? Pothos that's like creeping all over the floor in this fish room. Stuff everywhere. Mess. So sweep up real quick. Found an old packet of like samples of, like I said, shrimp food. I don't know what the hell that is. Some broken glass. I don't know where that came from. All right, that's a whole lot better. Feel good about that.
Bionic Bigfoot said I need some glass to make some fish tanks.
Yeah, I got these weird pieces of glass from that guy that I got this. I guess he was using those dividers in some of the fish tanks. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. So it's like he had them taped up with like Flex Seal. It was weird. So they got all this like Flex Seal residue on, like, and some of them still have Flex Seal on it. I don't know. All right, that's good enough. I think we can turn this light off. Unplug this. Get this out of the way. Then we're almost ready. I'm going to move this, move that. Let's do that. That's good. Here's some gravel that I probably don't need anymore. Here's a box of pump parts. I should probably put that somewhere, but I don't think I need this whole huge box. This is how you end up with like drawers of things. I can put the pump parts. You know what? I have a box I already have established for that stuff. Put it in there. Good place for pump parts. All right. Just have that sitting all over the place. That's all right. They can stay for now. And
Bionic Bigfoot said Window Licker 5, does it have a Hemi in it?
is it a Hemi, brother? Yeah, that's kind of convenient. The box just folds up.
Window Licker 5 said yes, it does.
Nice. Alright, that's good. That's good. That's that. Alright. Let's go over here. Going for a ride, people. These are the fish tanks I have left. There's another 10-gallon somewhere. Oh, that's right. I put it up on the other side. One thing I've noticed is that thing has stopped working again. But it didn't fall off this time. You guys with me? Yeah, you are. Cool. So let me... Did I empty these already? Yes. All right, cool. We're just going to stick with the phosphates and the nitrates.
That's lovely, that is.
Yes, it is. Isn't it? Isn't it? Let's start with the TDSs. A nice little swoosh in there. 224.
Bionic Bigfoot said good no, V6.
Good what? What did you say to me? Matchbox makes a Dodge Challenger. Oh, good. No V6. I see. Wow. 224 on the TDSs. All right. Let me write that down before I totally forget. Find the page. Today is the 25th? 26th. Yeah, so was it Andy Carson that said this is Monty's week? It is Monty's week. His birthday's this week. It's on Friday. Well, Mont. How old is he going to be? I think he's going to be 5. Is that right? I think he's going to be 5. No longer a little boy. Becoming a fat little cat. Well, a fat big cat. Let's put it that way. You got to put him on a diet. Getting chonky, man. It's thick. I mean, he always was like a muscular cat, but now he's like not so muscular anymore. He's going sideways. Yes. So that is there. Take some. Like how that went at all. pretty scientifically accurate, I think. What is it, the bottom of that little, the word is meniscus. I don't even know how I know that word. That's what it is. When you're looking at water glass, it has like a curve to it. Surface tension. Bottom of that curve is called the meniscus. I learned that in middle school. Wasn't always bad. Did pay attention once in a while, especially when it was cool. All right. Some moral of the stories: pay attention in school, kids. You never know what you'll learn. And never forget. Jesus. Wrapped around a tree at 20 feet off the ground. Lucky he's alive, yeah. I had a buddy who did that who didn't live. Except I don't think it was in any of those cars. I think he hit a telephone pole, actually. Alright, we're going to do, is it the nitrates that take the longest? Yeah. Calibrate that. Gotta open a box of nitrates. Solution. More boxes. I don't know how they always do this. Right there. It's always like a nest of these things like all wrapped around each other in like a certain specific way. I was like, how do you do this? Happy birthday, Monty. Not yet. He hasn't made it yet. Birthday's on Friday. New local Austin, what's going on, man? Good morning. You made it. I did pumpkin carving last night. That was fun. Carved my traditional pumpkin. I don't think I have any pictures of it. Well, I might have a picture of it. Outside on the porch. All right, nitrate solution. Shake,
Victor
shake,
Coco
shake.
said the pet cat is 5 years old, making that 36 human years old. Happy birthday on Friday, Monty.
Mont. And little Lily, her birthday was in the beginning of the month. And she, I think 2017? We got her. So she's like 9 now. 8, I think. 8. All right. Press and hold. 7 minutes on that. Start this. Calibrated. Press the button. Let's get the stuff together here.
Window Licker 5 said no worries here, I'm not a racer and haven't turned the tyres yet. But when you hit it, it moves. I love it. My Jeep Rubicon is jealous.
Mm. Mm-hmm. All right. Manage this. Whoa. Seconds from disaster. Almost knocked the bottle over with the thing. Seconds. Disaster. Oh my god. Alright, let me put the lid on.
Window Licker 5 said go gobble
Shake, shake,
warming.
shake, shake. What? Gobble? Gobble warning? Global. Alright. Time for the nitrate or phosphates. Alright, 3 minutes. And begin the water change.
Peplin Creek Aquatic said Thanksgiving is coming.
Gobble, gobble, man. That's the real gobble warming. It warms your belly. Whoa. Don't go into the light, man. Maybe I should put the Python protector on it. Prevent anybody from swimming up that little tube. I got some more than printed. I gotta turn this filter off so that it doesn't start grinding. Might as well kick this up a notch. Get this thing started. I got my long sleeves on. Been a little chilly out here the last couple of days. Week. Really cooled off. Came like fall out there. It's gonna be in the 30s tonight. Just choked up with some Blackbeard. I don't know. Is any of this looking any different to you guys? This is looking rough. Still think this is like bouncing back from being planted. Same with the stuff over there. This is the stuff I think that was hit with the heat. It came in like all like I kept them in quarantine for like a month. This looks chewed. So does this.
Window Licker 5 said it pissed rain here most of the week. It's nice and sunny here today.
Nice. That's cool. It's partly sunny today, a little cloudy actually. All right, hang on. 0.35 on the phosphates. That's up from last week. What did I say? What that was 224 on the DSs, right? And we're just waiting for the nitrates. Got less than a minute. Question, leaf litter for tanks. What's good and what's bad? Oak, maple, walnut, chestnut, all in abundance here. All right. My personal recommendation is if you're going to put anything like that in a fish tank, make sure it is completely dried out. Like, you know how the leaves dry out and then fall? Well, they fall because they're already drying out and dying. And then they dry out on the ground. Like anything like dried out like that should be fine. I don't think there's any real big problems. However, you will be drastically changing whatever water parameters you put those tanks in. So if those fish can't handle that change, it might be an issue. So, I don't know. Experiment. I'm not sure if there's anything on that list that's bad. It doesn't seem like it is. I just know that you got to let that stuff dry. So all like the chlorophylls and whatever, nothing left behind, there's whatever tannins. .8 on the nitrates.
Xanadu said, "Thanks, Jason. You're so awesome."
Thanks, thanks, man. No problem. Totally awesome, man. All right, here we are. It's been a while since I fertilized this tank, so I think I probably will fertilize with some potassium. And we are, we're going to have to hide because we are coming off the charts. Oh no, oh no. Don't want to do that. Well, hide that without. So these are tied, okay. I think that's the problem. Well, we'll worry about it later. Organize this. Results are down here. 4.8, which is up a bit, which is good. I think we're at the bottom here, and this is definitely a good range of nitrates to be in. I don't think there's not like too many. The plants seem to be consuming everything that's going in there, so I think that's cool. Maybe a little. This has been 2 weeks since I did a water change, so climbed what, less than a point, 0.8. Phosphates went up too, but this was when we stuck that phosphate removing pad in. Actually, we stuck it in here after this water change. This is tests are always before the change. So yeah, that's when we put the phosphate removing pad in. This was the next time we tested with the phosphate removing pad. It dropped it quite a bit, but now we're starting to climb. So we'll see. Maybe you got to change the pad. Give it another week. See if that matters. Try and keep it below 50. Next week, if it starts to climb up again, we'll change the pad. We'll see if that helps. PDSs have kind of stabilized, I think, a little bit. Kind of see it on the chart here. Nitrates have kind of maybe stabilized a little bit here. Phosphates are still all over the damn board, so that's what I know.
Window Licker 5 said, "How about those Blue Jays lost one last night, but they hammered the Dodgers last game? What a series. My mom lives close to the Dome. It's
Nice.
been really loud lately. Go Jays go.
Go Jays go. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not a big sports guy, so I don't really follow that stuff, but go
That's
team, do the
lovely,
thing.
that is.
I love it. We're almost halfway done with this water change, so overall I think this tank is kind of stabilizing, I think, a little bit since the introduction of the remineralization. Potassium sulfate. And with the water change, I'll throw some in. I think we need to play some musical fish here in a sec after this. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna put the water back in. I guess I can clean these out right while we're sitting here. And Pascal rainbows have been in quarantine for a month, easily. Yeah. Well, Clash was over a month ago. So, yep. I think it's time. There's a 10-gallon I have with about 3 or 4 Pascals in it that I originally bought. That's the planted tank. I'm gonna break that tank down, honestly. I think that's what the plan is. I'm gonna turn that into, it's gonna be the breeding rack in the center there. And that's where that tank is right now. So, I'm gonna catch those fish out of there. I also had a Pascal rainbow male from the summer tubbing this past summer. There's also a female in there too, but I'm not sure that's a Pascal rainbow. So I can't really tell. Could be a celebi. So I'm just going to assume it is a celebi, and I'm not going to put that female in there. I'll put her in with the celebes, I guess. Like the whatever colony. What I need to do is
Window Licker in
Sweatshirt.
5 said the BBA looks the same, but the fish look great.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Really what matters. Dennis Christensen, good morning. All right,
Fish Dream said keep those Pandagara from jumping. Mine did with a lid.
oh yeah, there's a lid on here. I am going to mute myself for a second, take my sweatshirt off, so be right back. All right, back. And I think I'm going to break that tank down that the one is that's planted. It's got some Anubias in there. It's got some Crips. Got some blackbird algae. I think I'm just going to move it to a different tank. I don't think I'm going to put it in that tank that we're looking at. I'm going to move it to a different tank. We're almost done with the water change. We may even stop it a little early because I think we might be a little bit low.
Andy Carson said, why mute yourself to take clothes off? Does sexy music play?
Yeah, sorry. we're just gonna leave that like that. Okay. Now I
Window
must
Licker
take the water.
5 said, "Did I miss the numbers? What did the numbers tell us?"
The numbers told us that the phosphates are, phosphates are climbing a little bit. They're up from last week. The TDS is around the same. The nitrates are a little bit higher than they were last week, but they're still pretty stinking low. So the numbers told us that I think we're doing okay. Just got to get those phosphates under control a little bit. A little more regulated, I think. And then I think we've achieved some sort of stability in this tank. I am going to, whether that does anything to the algae, we'll see. We did lower the light. We did stop the bubbles.
John Mackenzie said topless fish keeping.
There's a channel idea. I think you'd have to do that on OnlyFans, though. All right, I'm going to take some of this potassium phosphate. 5 milliliters, which is what, a teaspoon? 10. I won't overdo it. Probably good. And I also have iron. I could probably put in here. The Easy Green iron from Nilo CG. This is what, 1 pump per 10 gallons. 1 pump per 10 gallons, high light 3 times per week, low light 1 to 2 times per week.
Andy Carson said
his low
that
light.
would put a whole new meaning to depths unknown.
You ain't wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Call it 7. Alright, let's close this lid. Let's open this barrel of water.
Fishroom said, "Can we try taking the power head out?" Window Licker 5 said,
Yeah.
"I thought the everyday fish keeper was the fish store flasher. Look out, Ethel."
Oh my god.
Vinoksky said, "Good morning, fishy people."
You guys remember that dude? Oh man, that dude was a long time ago. Dude used to come up on live streams, do some crazy stuff. Oh my god, that was so long ago. That was weird. Oh my god. Came up on Terry's stream one time when we were there. Like, whoa. We're not gonna go into detail. But it was crazy.
Geek Boy said middle finger emoji.
Hey, what's up, Geek? The power head. You just asked me about the power head. I would like to replace that power head. I'm not going to remove it yet. But you know what? That's a good point. I have this little journal here of things I need to do in this fish room, and I always keep forgetting. So I'm going to put it in here. Replace power head in 75-gallon. Perfect. Perfect. All right. I got the water sitting here that's been remineralized. I got the pump, everything connected. Here we go. Reintroduction of water. Water. Next, I'm gonna move the past guys, I think. Well, maybe I should do a water change in that tank first, and then we move the past guys. We'll catch them out of there.
Window Licker 5 said, did they ever figure out who was the Tick-Tock bandit?
That was it. The Tic Tac Bandit. That's right. I forgot the name. Yes. I don't know. I don't think anybody ever really knew. I had a theory, but I'm not going to, incriminate the wrong person. I haven't seen that person around in a long time either, so who knows? Fish Fam's a weird place, man. There's a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time.
Geek Boy said I never heard a name.
No. Honestly, I don't even remember the name. That was a long time ago. Yeah, oh well. No love lost there. Oh no, that guy's not around anymore. Man, I gotta do some serious maintenance on some of these tanks. Ugh. These rimless tanks, I honestly, I don't know. I don't want to get rid of them. Such a pain to maintain. All right, speaking of that, that's a problem that I have right now. The fry rack system, the evaporation on that is pretty crazy. I got to put in like 4 or 5 gallons every 2-3 days. That's how much it's evaporating. So I got to come up with some sort of lid system for that. I got to think of those polycarbonate things is probably the best way for at least the bottom. The tanks that are inside the rack. The one on top, I could probably just get away with a glass lid, like a traditional whatever lid. Yeah, the polycarbonate likes to sag though. Although I don't think that's that big of a lid. I do it in 2 pieces. Have to get some. There we go. Polycarbonate lid. Or polycarbonate. Polycarbonate. Lid.
Victor Coco said, Jason, will you have a deep sea diver costume for Halloween?
That would be cool.
Geek Boy said my double wall polylids don't sag.
Okay, that's good to know. Did you get them from like the local, big box store? Or did you get them somewhere special? Or just normal hardware, double wall poly? That's what I need to look for.
Geek Boy said just got a 4:8 sheet at the big box and cut it down as needed.
Nice. You said 4x8? I'll have to look at that. Oh, and I also did change a parameter here on the old stream. I think that's it on the pump. I reduced the time that you can use the bot per person, like whatever per user. So people should be able to answer quicker, respond more often, I guess. So there's a change. Nobody probably even noticed. But that's cool. I got to do that. I'm meaning to get to that. I got to get bulkheads. Problem is, like, the local box stores don't carry bulkheads. Those are kind of like a specialty item. Best place I've found to buy them, like in person, is at a Tractor Supply. However, the last time I went to a Tractor Supply, they didn't have any. They were all out of the 3/4 inch. And if I remember, they went up significantly in price. They used to be pretty cheap.
Geek Boy
Now
said
they're
good
like,
I can send you more middle finger emojis now.
that's right. That's right. More often. What's happening here? Phone's blowing up. Dang. Yeah, 4x8 sheet. All right, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you know what? Hang on a second. I did have a 4x8. Did I get rid of that? I used to have a 4x8 sheet. Well, what was left of one. I don't think I have this in. I think I cut that all up. I did have any. It's over here where the puppy is. And have to disturb the
Peplin
little
Creek
puppers.
Aquatics said Gemco has a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's not a bad place either. But that's something like that. It seems like it's going to be more. I don't know. Probably going to be a markup on Gemco. Let's put it that way. As opposed to buying a sheet. Gemco is a pretty cool company. That's where I got my diaphragm pump from. All right. That's done. All right, remineralized. Oh, I should mark that down. Use purple for that. Yep. There we go. Remineralized or whatever. Fertilized. That's where. Again, last time. I guess I could show this off before we're totally done with it. Here's a chart. Nitrates seem to be mellowed out down here. Pretty low. 4.8 was this week. PDSs are up slightly from last week. These seem to be mellowed out, but phosphates are still all over the place. I think this is after we did the phosphate removing pad. Starting to climb again, so pad might have been maxed out. See. Do next week yields. That is that. Water gets cloudy when I do this, just because the mineral is still, I guess, dissolving. Plus I did add ferts. All right, cool. I just get plexiglass and poly to make some lids. I just need to cut them now. Last year, yeah, I know that feeling, dude. I know that feeling. All right. I'm going to turn this light off and we're going to be done. I'm going to put it back on its timer so I don't forget. And make many more algae for no reason. And we also did lower the intensity of that light, right? Worms. Look at all those worms. I don't even see this. Hang on, we're going to get closer. Look at that. They're all like hanging out there like snakes. You guys seeing this? Hang on. I think you are. More over here. They need to be fed. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here for... Got a 5-gallon fish tank in the way here, so let me move this. Knew I meant to move them for a reason. Those are the past guys. There was left of this colony. There's 3 of them. 4. They all look like males to me. Could be. I mean, that would probably explain why there's no eggs. I used to have 6. I don't think I have. That one might be a female. That one looks a little paler than the others, but definitely looks fired up. See what happens. through the mop.
Bruiser CB said removing the blue light helped a lot with algae for us also. Window Licker 5 said, wow, that's a lot of worms. Maybe you could sell to the fish store.
Yeah, I'd see. I'm always like, my instinct here, I don't see any eggs in this, but I'm going to put it in this tank anyway. Up. We were going to do a water change on this tank and move fry. Well, let's catch the fry out of here, or the fry, the fish. I could sell the fish there. See, all right, my whole thought on this is I'm like 1 second away from collapse on this worm colony at any moment. You know, I've managed to juggle it for a bunch of years now. But like, yeah. I don't know how long I can last. Speaking of worm colonies, I think the original colony I've just kind of neglected to a point where it might actually have collapsed. I haven't even, I don't know. I do feed it, but I don't know if anything's alive in there. Let's put it that way. I'm sure there might be like a worm that survived. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, right over there. Quick, we might be able to. Oh, nope. Did we get him? Yeah, we did. Got one of them. Cool, cool, cool. I'll set him on the side here for now. Let me get a net. Maybe we don't need a huge net. Probably do. Let's rinse this out. I always like to rinse stuff before it fish tanks. I don't know why. I just got two. I did just get the snail shell. I got three. That was a good swipe. Stop flipping out, dudes. Cool. I think there's one more in there, no? Or did I get them all? See anybody else? Well, that was impressive. Impressed myself. Cool. I'm going to be using this again real soon, so I'm just going to set it over here. All right, let's move. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. Yeah. Bring it to this other side. I'm going to set it on the rim for a second here. I'm going to get the snail shell out of there. Cool. Now, this out real quick. And we'll break this tank down in a little bit, but not right now. I'm going to get these fry where they're supposed to be. So hang on, you're going for a ride. Oh, there we go. There we go. Going to right here. You can see in there. I'll turn the light on, hang on. Here we go. This is the one that I am not entirely sure That one is, the male is a Pascal. That female actually really did look like a Celebi there for a second there. I think that is a pretty good call. Yeah, feels Celebi to me. The only two eggs I put in that tub were Celebi eggs and Pascal rainbow eggs, so. Unless some weird mojo happened. Dudes. Good. Might not be that hard. Swim to my net. Alright, cool. I'll leave that Celebi in there for the moment. Now let's go around to this side. All the way over to here. Come down to here. The colony been in quarantine. Let me, I want to do a quick water change on this. Nothing too big, just 10-15%. Freshen it up, you know? There's a bunch of cories in here still from, this is technically, there was quarantine tank, so. I'm gonna move you over there. You. There you go. I'm just going for the mulm on the bottom here. Oh no, don't drop. Everybody seems to be doing good in here.
Big Steve's glass boxes said, "Good
Yo,
morning, Fish
what's
P."
up, man?
Opal.
Piopal. What's up, Fish Piopal? What's going on, man? Doing the thing. Don't know how much more we can see in here. There's a bunch of Adolfois in the bottom. I think, was it 4 or 5? I don't remember what I got. I think I got 4. There were 6 past guys. One of them did die, so I have 5 left. But he died early on, so like within the first week. Maybe. Oh, was it? Maybe not the first week. Either way, it was early enough. We're going to introduce you guys into here. I'm going to overload this tank with males. I'm definitely going to put a mop in this tank. I got rid of all the guppy grass that was in here. There was a bunch of snails in here at one point. Yeah. It's probably good. Very tight corner here. I'll leave this laying out because I'm probably going to use it again. Turn that off. Stuff over. All right. Some water back in. Load this guy in here too. This is from the outdoor tub. This is from previous colony. Here. Might as well top off this tank while I'm here. This is the tank. That's what I'm topping off. The rimless. Tell you what, tank definitely needs to be topped off is this one. This tank needs some serious maintenance, actually. Been neglected for quite a while. I mean, I still feed it, I just haven't maintained it. That dude ain't looking good. Good nig. Yeah, let's not look at that. He ain't gonna make it much longer. Looked long in the tooth, that one did. One of the OGs. But he hasn't been eaten. That's never a good sign. I should probably pull him out of there. Oh, it looks like we might be doing maintenance on that tank. Just leave that like that for now. Okay. Let them sit. Temperature acclimate for a little bit. Shouldn't be that far off though. Go back over here. I guess this tank I can break down. An old, one of the tanks I used to have sitting in my on the rack here. It's got this side painted along. I used to have it a long ways, along with the back. Has a deep substrate. It's all like Pecco sand on top there. Never really did like that look. It's Fishymon. What's up, dude? So, settle that. Let's play it off. Maybe I should do the thing where I mount the light to the top. That would probably do a lot, like up here on this rack. Above rack. Probably a better idea. Well, let's get this up first. This is one grody ass lid.
Fishymon said good morning, everyone, and you to Jazran.
Good morning, Fishymon. All right. First things first, I need zip ties if we're doing that. Lots of them. Zip ties. Gonna zip tie a bunch of zip ties together. Super zip tie. Daisy chain zip ties. Now let's see. One more would be good. Two of these first. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 zip ties here. Mm. It's 4. Yeah, that should be good. All right, let me get trimmers, scissors. That would work. Let's trim out these little excess pieces. Just try not to shoot them across the universe. Let's do this in front of the trash can. That would make more sense. Just because I think it'll make it easier to maneuver this around with all these extra pieces sticking out of it. I have to fish this through the, what do you call it? The rack, the wires on the rack. All right, enough. See if we can do this. Get a rough idea where the center is. There we go.
Window Licker 5 said, "Have you noticed a better hatch with the new sump?"
I haven't really been putting many. We haven't done like mops really. So that is going to be a today project. Mops as well. Didn't see any eggs in the last mop that we did. All right, is this going to work? Yes. However, real quick. There. It's not getting water. There we go. Feel better about that. Might just get rid of those. That. Send that out just a little bit. I can rest there. Cool. And we can move you guys over here a sec. Try and hit the exact same rows here. Right over there. Down at. Oops. What did I just do? Is about right?
Window Licker 5 said, "Did you notice a better hatch with the new sump?"
I haven't noticed anything yet. No, that's what I was trying to say. I haven't really gotten. We've only had mops in there for what, 2 weeks? I guess we can look. I haven't really looked either. We did take all the babies out. All right, there we go. That's better. That way. That way. All right. Let's plug it in. Turn it on. Ouch. Cool. That works. Just gotta trim off those little excesses. Plus it gets the light a little bit further away from the tank, which is probably part of the reason I have all this crazy algae in here. Let's just trim that. Trim that. That works for me. All right, let's well, what we need to do is size away. And then we need to unplug, I guess, the heater. Whoa. Here is the heater. God. Rat's nest down here. Heater number 3. Does that make sense? 3. I think that makes sense. We'll find out. Plugged the wrong heater or not. Nope. Oh, cool. Out for now. There we go. The algae covered heater. Ooh. It's a good rinse. Alright. Good, it's good. Good enough, I should say. Right there for now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not fall. I need a towel. Okay. Now, take some plants out of here. This is a crypt. Been here for a while. Also another crypt that's been growing in here for a while. Along with some algae. The algae behind. Here's a, I think this is a crypt too. Balls and I think is what this is. Balls and I or whatever. None of these seem to be particularly thriving in here. You know, they do seem to survive. And what else we got? A bunch of algae. Algae, a bunch of algae. Some Anubias in here yet to grab. I'm just gonna grab some of this algae out of here. We're making a mess of it. Let's pull out the crypt. There's one here. Crypt, I'm sorry, Nubius. Not too bad. The Anubis seem to be doing a little bit better. A lot of Blackbeard in the roots here. Oh, this could easily make 2 plants.
That's lovely, that is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can see what I'm seeing. Trying to get some of this stuff out of the roots. Stuff. I'll go on the plant right here. I'm sacrificing the leaf. Schmutz. Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty good looking plant. Not bad for some, what is this, Anapateter, think it is?
Window Licker 5 said, "What's the plan with the substrate?"
This whole tank is going. No plan. I think they're going to be bare bottom tanks for these. This is going to be a breeding rack, so no more places to hide eggs, I guess. I can take this out. Should probably turn it off. This is tank number. It's listed as 3. That makes sense, right? Tank 3 goes off. That is off, correct. Air's still going. There's still air coming out. How is this possible? All right. This is boggling my mind. Obviously, the valve is not shut off. Pulling the right one. Oh, there's 2. No. This is number 3. And it clearly operates it, right? Must be bleeding past the valve, I guess. Huh. This was just whatever pressure was trapped in the line. That could have been. Because it was barely leaking out. I opened that thing all the way, nothing's coming out. Well, that makes most sense. Pressure trapped in the line. Right, I'm gonna just take this out, set it over here for now. So set it right there with the plants. We're going to get some water. Speaking of water, I think we can probably drop the fry or the fish that have been waiting to go in the tank. Let's do that. And then I have some containers I can use. Nice. That worked. I just want to grab some water here. Put it in with these plants. Dries out. Let's rinse these out real quick. Okay. Let's reattach that. All right. Ooh. All right. You saw no other fish in here, correct? I have not. This whole mess, I haven't seen anything, so I'm just gonna assume nothing else is in here. Start my cleanup process. I have to suck up too much algae because make a mess. Clog up the filter. This tank was originally, remember the blind fish keeper? He did that one challenge to build a tank. Whatever. That was his tank. I used to have my scarlet batis in here. Those are fish I wouldn't mind getting again someday. Those were cool. Alright. Just trying to keep an eye out in case I see something darting around in here. Could probably start pulling out some of the rocks. Oh yeah, here's one of those green rocks. Green rock. Go with these dry out. I should get a bucket for this. Ouch.
CRPish Cheryl Smith said good morning, Jason and
Good
chat.
morning. Breaking a tank down. This was an old leaf deco. Thought it was cool. Hide. Batis used to hide in there. As far as, well, there's a rock here. He's covered in algae, as is tradition. Snail shells, long dead snails. Yep, that's about it. This would probably be a good time Stop changing water for a second. Pulling water out. Grab this algae. Get out of here. Anywhere that kind of see if there is anything skulking in the bottom here. Let it clear up a minute. Ugh. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. I could take a little bit more water out. Out of the way. Okay. Good enough for now. Let's make sure we got this cleared out. Make sure we're not clogged. Good enough. All right. All the decos are out. Oh my god, this is heavy. Still. Take the rest of that water out. Just want to give it a minute, make sure there is nothing. Anything moving. Wee little plant right here. Well, it's surviving. I'm not seeing nothing, so I think it's full send. If not, oh well. Let's see what we got. Bury this all the way down on the bottom there. Slower. Don't want too much stuff coming up.
Window Licker 5 said, "Why do I want some chocolate milk all of a sudden?"
Mmm. Alright, anything? The last call. Nothing left in here, man. Just some snails. Now, these fry tanks. These are going to be breeder tanks. Let's put it that way. I think I do want to keep them bare bottom. I didn't put anything in here other than like maybe the mop or whatever I'm using for the eggs. I do think I want to paint the back. Do I paint the sides too? Maybe not. I do think painting the bottom might help too, and that way there's not a lot of. Maybe it seems a little more natural. I don't know. Have a solid base, and that way it doesn't look like they're 30 feet up in the air. I don't know. I guess it couldn't really hurt. Alright, nothing's flopping around down here. All the water is now in the sand. That's about it. Wrapping this hose up. Getting it out the way. I gotta rinse this end. Get sand all over it. There we go. Leave that there for now. Alright, now we should be able to get this out a lot easier. Oh. Set it over here for now. Oh my god. Heavy. In its place, I'm going to put this thing. It's kind of still dirty, but... Dun dun dun. Now you get the idea, right? Do you think we should paint the back? I do think painting the bottom would not be a bad idea. I gotta clean this tank. Got like whatever stickers on it and that's in the bottom there. Needs a good rinse. Okay. I do think we were talking about drilling. I think this would be a good idea. That tank has nothing but shrimp in it. I think I'm going to put the shrimp in with the fry. I think that's a great idea. I can't see anything that would really go bad with that. Don't think shrimp are going to eat the babies that hatch. I think if anything, they'll help keep the eggs clean from, creeping around. They'll eat any excess food. I think it'll be a good combo. This tank in the middle here, I'm going to do the same thing with. This tank has what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh, hang on a sec. What time is it? Let's see. Lead 10:42. Oh, that's PM. We don't want to go that way. Set the time when I bounced it. 42. Okay, boom. Might actually curve that here or whatever. Zip tie this. A more permanent solution. This can be if we do decide air is needed. I can't see that hurting either. These are going to be bare tanks, so like this, algae. I think maybe we put this lid up too. Yeah, better. Probably doesn't come better on film, but it looks better in person. So what's in this tank are my redfin rainbows and a bunch of hair algae, as you can see. Oh, you know what we should do before we do any of this? Find a home for these plants. I don't want them sitting here like this all day. So give me 1 second. I think we're going to just put them in here. Get the bucket off of that. We got to make our way. How can I do this? Go maybe this way? The long way around. Stuck on a fish tank. with the cord. There we go. There we go. Gotta move this out of the way. Alright, bear with me guys, I gotta move this. And you guys are in the way. Oh, what am I stuck on? Okay. Leave it there for now. Stuff just wants to destroy itself. Okay. Turn the light on this one. There we go. Lots of mold. And this, what do you call it? It's working, but it's not pushing anything.
Whip's World said,
Choked
"Hiya,
up.
beautiful people. Let's
What's
get
up, Whip?
tanked."
You made it. Let me set that there. This whole thing is clogged. Probably unplug it for this. Oh, making a mess. Yeah, let's kill the power and that. This. There. Alright, now I can. I think this tank needs a hang on the back, honestly. I don't think this sponges are enough filtration for these rainbows. I can't even get this apart. There we go. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but
Bruiser CB said there's that big, beautiful rock.
you love that rock. I love that rock too. Alright. This is all clogged up. That's all clogged up. This is all clogged up on the outside. It was running, it just wasn't pushing any water because it's all choked up. So let me clean this off real quick. Oh, that's not a good. Let's take this off.
Whip's World said, "I love lamp."
I love lamp. Okay, that's cleaned. Actually see through it. I believe I was doing this was taking the pliers right here, popping off centerpiece. There's really not much on this. There for now, and let's just take this gunk that's all up in here. So this is why it doesn't work. Yummy. Back there.
Whip's World said, "Anchorman? No? Nobody?
Nobody. I don't know. I don't know. Here's an opinion. I don't find Will Ferrell very funny. Right. Yeah. Got it. A little bit.
Bruiser CB said that's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Well, at least you know it's moving water. It's catching that stuff. It's all this fine mulm, plant matter. It's all gunked up in here. There's some color. Spinny nose.
Select Pet said comedy has fallen quiet a bit. Will Ferrell is still much better than Adam Sandler.
True. I didn't find Adam Sandler very much funny either, but oh yeah, there's still, look at this. All on the side, inside there. Okay. But you know, whatever. Each his own, I guess. Alright, that's that. There, hang on. Sorry. Reach around you. I'm gonna move you guys a sec so I can grab the power. Do with it. Go. Let's plug this back in. Got Chooch. See it, you can see Chooch now. I think we're putting any plants in here. We should do a water change. Oh, mulm. Look at all that mulm.
Window Liquor 5 said, I knew that's why I like you, Jason. I only like him as Ricky Bobby. That was
Ricky
still
Bobby.
pushing it.
Yeah. I mean, he's alright in some things, you know. I mean, I don't hate the guy or anything. He's just whatever. Haven't gone out of my way to see a Will
Rich
Smith
World
movie.
said, let's me
Or,
get this
Will
out of
Smith.
the way right now.
Whatever. his
Shame
name.
on you, sir. Will Ferrell is a god. And Selk John, we can no longer be friends.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Also, here's an Eduardo for Melly
There you
Mel.
go. That's what we were missing. Whoa. Just knocked all those plants over in the water. For some reason we're not getting any suction here. What's going on?
Bruiser CB said, who makes that motor?
I forgot. It's the one that Mel recommended. I feel like we're clogged somewhere. Seems very slow. Where would we be clogged?
Rip's World said Bruiser is desperately trying to keep the kids on topic and focused. Fishcapade said Jason, is that same powerhead still chooching in there?
It is. I just unclogged it. But it still works. It's just there's a lot of mulm in that tank. Alright, I can't seem to figure out if it's clogged anywhere, but this does seem like it's flowing a little slow. We gotta plug on down the line. I feel like I should be sucking up all that mulm. We're not really sucking up much.
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said, good morning, everyone.
Good
Day
morning.
2 of Aquashella Los Angeles is here.
Oh wow, nice.
Bionic Bigfoot said, who out there has overflowed a fish tank?
Ugh. There are those that have done it and those that will. Alright, I think the clog might be down here, so take a look at this. That's clear, that's not so clear. I think I found where the clog is. Let me...
Window Licker 5 said I've been listening to Bill Burr and Ron White lately. I love tater salad.
Tater salad.
Fish Capades said cough cough Eduardo.
Eduardo. Alright, that seems a little better. Yes, now these things seem to be going up the tube.
Bionic Bigfoot said Hell Wilo or Whip's World.
Hello, Whip's World! Man. These Anubiuses are not doing so hot in here. This is all like that. Let's take it out.
Elaine said, would it be better to let Mulm settle and then vacuum?
Yeah, maybe.
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said, conventions are expensive. You spend money on tickets. You spend money on food. Then you spend more on stuff you want but probably don't need.
Yeah, that's the truth. Man, this one plant really got hard. Melt or whatever, dying back. Got most dead stuff. Alright. Couple of crypts. It's in the back here. All its roots.
Xanadudu said, I should be doing water changes but my lights are still off and so I'm here instead.
Well, there you go.
Whip's World said I have been watching Brad Williams a lot. That dude busts my gut all the time.
Oh, yeah. He's that,
Dave, I got
the
in
little
free
guy.
as a content creator the last time and rode my Harley to the show so I couldn't buy anything.
Oh, that stinks. Oh, well.
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said I just get rid of mulm when I water change. Pump water out and stir up the mulm. Not sure if any unintended consequences though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put the hopefully right there. Is that we're buried? Rhizome above the horizon.
Bionic Bigfoot said who out there does with a water change using Python or a water pump with a long hose?
I should probably do that to get the water out. I don't know, Python works. That's why I think this tank needs like more than just a power head. Power head is good, don't get me. These rainbows, man, make a lot of mess. Some plant roots. Roots. The roots. I've got the only thing left is this balls in a hay. I'm not sure how this is gonna. I'll try it.
Big Steve's glass boxes said controversial opinion. I like 7-Eleven pizza.
You go, man.
Dave's aquarium thought said whip. I didn't find out about getting in for free until after getting into Aquashella with my expensive VIP ticket, but I guess I can write it off on taxes. LOL.
There you go. Know those loopholes, man. Use them. Yeah, cool. All right, we got everything that we were putting in here. Leaf. That.
Whip's world said Dave. That what I do most of the time too. Squatchy, I have overflowed my tank so many times I can't even guess at the number. As far as the python goes, I just use gravity. Not even the sink.
We're gonna have to clean the sponge filters out too. I can see that they're like choked. We're gonna get a little bit lower. Too much lower.
Bionic Bigfoot said who does water changes with a 5-gallon bucket.
Oof. That's why I got this whole. That's why I built this fish room, is to not do that anymore. Oh God. I mean, I end up carrying water around enough, more than I want to.
Dave's aquarium thought said I just use a pump and a hose that leads to the sink, and use another hose from faucet to tank.
Yeah. Well, I have a fill tube. I mean, everybody. That's what I like about this, man. You can do your own thing, whatever works for you. Use electricity to power a pump. You can use water to push the python. Same idea. Either way, as long as you're doing the water changes, I guess that's really what matters. All right, let me wrap this up. You can use gravity into a bucket. You could be the labor or the power behind it, moving from one tank to another. Whatever. Getting water back in the tank. Oh my God, what's going on? I just dropped this hose. This is a disaster. This wrap job is like the worst wrap job I think I've ever seen.
Dave's aquarium thought said siphon power for the win.
Yeah, I let water do the work for me. Occasionally I use pumps. Like when I'm pumping the, like doing the remineralization stuff in salt water. But for taking water out, yeah. I'll use the gravity sometimes too.
I don't want to drain the crap into my drain.
Yeah, well, there's that. Oh my God.
Whip's world said Dave. That's what I did too. Paid the VIP ticket the first year, was there for a couple hours and then left. I'm not doing that again. Squatchy 5-gallon bucks on smaller rimless tanks only.
Wait. I don't want to do.
Bionic Bigfoot said I'm going to upside the hose to the pump to 1-inch in and out hose.
Good way to go. 1-inch hose. Get that volume.
Aquatic Moose said yo.
Yo. What's going on? Oh, I forgot that little plant. We gotta do something with this. The blackbird off its roots. Here.
CR Pish Cheryl Smith said Mooseton.
Mooseton.
Dave's aquarium thought said Mama. Bionic Bigfoot said hello Moose.
What's up, Moose? Alright, let's get this junk out of here. It's down the drain, or trash. We can probably get rid of this for now.
Window Licker 5 said when you use a pump, doesn't the crap clog it up?
It can. The impeller, yeah. Depending what you're pumping out. I mean, it's like, you know, like silty mulm, I guess, probably be right. But if you start getting things like snail shells and gravel in there, you can really, yeah, you can damage the impellers. That's why that, you know, that's why I prefer the Python. But, you know,
Dave's aquarium thoughts said,
there's no moving parts in the
what do you call a
Python.
moose without a name? Wait for it. A non-a-moose. Hello there, by the way.
Nice. Hello there. Alright. Cleaning this sponge is going to take a minute. This is the finer sponge. I got a coarse sponge in here and a fine sponge. Now, thinking about a hang-on back for this filter, or maybe even a canister. A canister wouldn't be a bad
Whip's
idea.
World said, I'm not particularly handy or capable of looking at something mechanical, even with fish-related stuff, so don't crucify me for not knowing this. But what diameter hose is the Python? An
3/4 inch. No, I'm pretty sure it's 3/4 inch. It's like same. Maybe I'm wrong. It might be ½ inch. It looks like ½ inch. I think they use like a proprietary dimension that they don't tell you what it is. But I know all the fittings are a garden hose, 3/4 inch. And whatever that you might use for the, however you adapt it to your sink, there's a whole bunch of different ways to adapt things.
Window Licker 5
there's so
said
much
weird
junk coming
green
up.
box on screen.
Weird green box on the screen.
User CB said, Jason, something popped up on screen.
Uh-oh. It's that stupid thing that says, are you still in this? I know it. Hang on. Stupid StreamYard. Really are trying to drive me away from using it.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said, Xanadu. I use a gravel cleaner pump with a guard on it. Keeps fish and snails from getting inside.
Oh, yeah.
As for my refill hose, I have a quick release
Stay in the
attachment for
studio.
my faucet. I have video on it.
Yeah, I got those quick release things too. Is what I use. Chat. Stay in the studio. I really wish it would stop doing that. It's because I'm not actually live through StreamYard that it keeps asking me, are you sure you want to still be here? Like, don't ask me. We were good for a long time until you started asking me. You're gonna nag me. StreamYard. We used to be cool. You gotta be asking questions all the time. Alright, cool. There's that. Let's fill this back up.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said,
Canister
stupid
filter?
technology.
No, right?
Trying to make our life easier, but finding ways to make it tougher.
Yeah, exactly. Get in the way. Get out of the way. You were fine when I didn't need a prompt that asked me if I was still here. I mean, what's the worst going to happen is I'm not streaming. I'm just have the page open, sitting in the background with chat going. All right. I'm gonna finish filling this up. I actually pause for a second here because I gotta pee really bad. Might have to. Yeah, here. I'm gonna stop filling this for a second, and I will be back in a second. I drank too much coffee. Be right back.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said I just use a second phone for viewing chat.
All right. Sorry about that. Well, this is running water. Bubbles. Sometimes it just hits you. Yeah, look, there's one of my 397s. This. I don't know if you can see over here. Tail sticking out here, and the other one's tail sticking out over there. Cool. Still around. Doing good. That. Added some more plants. Right for now. We got some. What's that? This heater in the tank. Yeah.
Dave's
All right.
aquarium thoughts said Xanadu. You can probably place bucket in sink and pump wastewater into that. Let water overflow out of bucket and keep snails and fish from going down the drain.
Like a trap. About it. Yeah. All right. Some plant.
Whip's World said you're breaking up, Jason.
Breaking up. Can you hear me now? The video's breaking up. What's happening?
Andy Carson said, Jason, your audio is messed up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's happening? Are we any good here or what? Let me try this again. I hear him fine.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said audio is very chippy.
It was very chippy.
Here comes the rain.
Maybe I was just
again,
mumbling.
falling
Is
on
it
my
better now?
head like a memory,
Does it
falling
help?
on my head like a new emotion.
All right. Is it any better? Maybe I got water on the mic or something. Hang on.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said Jeff.
All right. Breaking up here. It's on the mic side.
Bionic Bigfoot said time to charge it up.
Maybe. Let me try restarting it.
Whip's World said the bot is coming through fine, so it's your microphone or connection.
How about now? Is this working? Testing, testing, testing.
Fishymon said I still sound good.
The bot is coming through fine, so your microphone is, or your connection. Okay. Maybe it's because it got too far away. I don't know. Is this any better? It was just stop talking. That might make it better.
Whip's World said yep, better.
All right, cool. Cool.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said Mike is good now.
Cool.
Andy
Can you
Carson
reboot?
said now it's good.
Now it's good.
Bionic Bigfoot said sound good.
Cool. Cool. Well, crisis averted.
Fishy Monks said Jasmine, you sound okay.
Thanks, dude. Guessing that's what we're gonna call that done. Coffee now. That was a lot. So, what kind of filtration do you think this tank should have besides these sponges and the power head? A canister? A hang on the back? I do want to add another filter to this.
Victor Coco said depths unknown. Thanks for live streaming.
Hey man, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said put in a swirl filter.
What?
Bionic Bigfoot said puff, 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 puff.
Swirl filter? Puff, 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 puff. What's a swirl filter? Canister for sure. Canisters are always the right answer.
Fishymon said hang on the front.
There you go. Hang on the front. I'm not sure.
Elaine said, did you plant the plants from the other tank?
Yep, they're in there. You're looking at them. The Anubius is, one of the Anubius is the one going that way. The other one's right over here. That's one of the crypts.
Select Pet said after that,
That's the
One
balls
Clash
and I,
Jason
and
has
that's
made
the other
hang on
crypt.
fronts popular.
Yeah.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said swirl filter basically for larger ponds though.
Oh.
LOL filters out particulates.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
Bionic Bigfoot said
Tight space
Aquaclear
here.
1 to 10 will work good.
Yeah.
Empire of Dirt
Yeah.
Aquatics. Jeff Kane said canister.
It's a couple votes. You know, we could do a poll. We could do a poll. Now, the options are not, you know, obviously I'm not going to be able to build like a pond filter, you know, an overhead sump or anything like that, or even like any sort of sump right where this is at the moment. So those are kind of out of the only options really are, we already have sponge filters in here. So the options are hang on the back or...
Dave's aquarium thoughts said hang on the back. Earlier to clean out IMO very IMO.
Easier to clean out? Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Empire of
although-
Dirt Aquatics. Jeff Kane said bog filter.
There we go. See? That ain't happening. YouTube. Content.
Select Pet said super bog filter.
Super bog filter. I don't see the bog filter happening. Whoops.
Bionic Bigfoot said, "Good morning, Jeff."
All right. Good morning. What are we looking at here? A bunch of mess. Hearing myself talk. All right. I gotta mute that. There we go. That's a better angle. Alrighty. Why am I not seeing any chat? What's going on with the
Dave's
chat?
Aquarium Thoughts said, "Hanghouse plants out of back. All the filtration you need since you already have a sponge-worthy tank." Window Liquor 5 said, "Nice Floval 207. Your 407 runs well on the salt tank."
Yeah. When I view my channel, we can get chat. There we go. Now we got chat. Start a poll.
Aquatic Moose said, "Floval Fluville." Fishymon said, "Get a above ground pool sand filter for a 2,000 gallon." Whip's World said, "Technical question. I probably asked 2 weeks ago. For you folks who place your tank sideways for space, I'm assuming you're using that polycarbonate stuff since the glass canopies won't work."
For you folks who place your tanks sideways for space, I'm assuming you use that polycarbonate stuff since the glass canopies won't work. All right. I actually didn't design.
Dennis Christiansen said, "City Shark Pro internal filter."
Yeah, there you go.
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said, "Removable and portable under gravel filter." I do have a video on that as well.
There is an undergravel filter in this tank. You see the bubbles coming out of the middle? That's feeding the undergravel filter. Plenum, whatever you want to call it. All right. What the hell was Whit's question there?
Aquatic Moose said, "I've been converted to a canister filter guy if you can swing it. F and HOB."
F and HOB. There's a whole lot of acronyms there. All right,
Select Pet
check
said,
this
"I
out.
use poly on some, glass on some, plastic on others. Unfortunately, open top on some."
Let's find one of my examples to show off over here. I'm gonna go for a ride, guys. Come with me. Over here, whoops, is what because these tanks are long ways, right? On jet of this. I have this FRP panel stuff has stuff they call J channel. That's what this is. I originally spray painted it black with the Krylon Fusion. That's why, but this is from wear and tear. And then I have pieces of glass that I got cut to the right size that I liked. I stuck this piece inside the FRPJ channel. And then this
Fishy
piece
Monster said, "FRP."
goes on the top and just slides in that, the J, I guess. I don't know. Put a little 3M adhesive sticky thingy there.
Dave's
I have
Aquarium
a
Thoughts
corner
said,
cut out
"I
on the
wonder
back
if you
here.
can attach an undergravel and have it piped to a hob, if that would work."
Maybe.
Empire of Dirt
That'd be
Aquatics,
interesting.
Jeff Kane,
But yeah, I have
said,
like a
"Whip,
corner
you can
notched out there.
3D print rails for glass sliders and get glass cut like Jason's."
I wouldn't even 3D
I
print them.
run
I would
topless.
get you can buy these channels like 8-foot sections for like $3. Just cut them. And like I said, like I had when I got the glass cut. Hang on, this isn't exactly in the channel anymore. I had the corner cut notched out on this one piece. I probably should have notched this corner out a little bit bigger than I did. But that's it. So then all the tubing and wires can go in that corner on the fixed piece. This part just slides back and forth as I see
Whip's
fit.
World, said
Half the time I
Cheryl.
leave them open.
I use hang on the backs mostly because sponge filters
That's how I
suck
do
for
it.
mechanical filtration. Jason, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And you just got to get the right size glass. And then you can use them long ways. Like I used to have it on that tank, but I moved it over there. I think I have ones floating around somewhere. Another tank. But yeah. All right. We were going to work on this one.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said, have fun, everyone.
Thanks,
I need to
man.
get ready to go to Aquashella.
You do that. Definitely do that. Have fun.
Window Licker 5 said, if you's a HOB, there isn't much room for plants out of it, or light for the plants, or room for maintenance.
I don't understand. You don't think there's going to be room for plants out of it? Light for the plants. Maintenance.
Whip's World said I
Yeah,
could if I
can
had
see
a
what you're
3D
saying.
printer,
On the back there, it'd
but
be a little
alas,
tight,
I do
but-
not.
Yeah, the canister would probably be the easiest because you could just set it on the floor right there in that little corner. Run the hoses where I need it. Canister filter would be easier to maintain.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics.
Like maintain them
Jeff
like once every
Kane
2
said,
years.
Jason, I have my canister connected to an undergravel filter.
That's cool. That's interesting. It's very interesting. How's that work? It is algae mess. In this tank, believe it or not, is a bunch of threadfin rainbows. One of them's got a bent spine. I don't know why. It does. So I would like to relocate those threadfins, and do the same thing I did with the tank below it, is kind of just get it out of the way now. So I'm going to relocate my
Fishy Monk said
threadfins. I
use
keep
a
calling
hob
them
with a
cellulose.
pre-filter sponge on the intake.
Yeah, I would put a free filter sponge on pretty much anything I stick in there. Like the intake for the canister would have a filter sponge on there too, I think. Although there are a bunch of bigger fish in this tank, I don't know. I could probably get away without it because
Select
of
Pet said, don't settle, Jason. Why use a canister? At least do the HOB.
don't settle. I think the canister would be a bigger investment, honestly. They're usually more expensive, but they do, in my opinion, require a lot less work. Like, I don't know if I would get rid of the sponge filters in there or not. Maybe. I guess I wouldn't need the sponge filters, or I could probably go down to 1. I don't know. I don't know. Think about this.
Whip's World said, Jason, canisters are quiet and low maintenance. Plus, they do the best mechanical filtration on the market, short of using a sump.
This is a valid point. Expensive doesn't mean better. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that, because one of the best filtration systems out there is the sponge filter, right? We're going to talk about this, probably keep an eye on the tank that we're looking at for now until I finish this poll. I just don't think the sponge filter is enough filtration for this bio load of this tank. Let's put it that way. Get in there. These rainbows are very messy fish. I've been struggling with plants in this tank. I think the rainbows pick at a lot of stuff too, so might be part of the issue. So there is a power head in here pushing stuff around. And then there's 2 sponge filters and that under gravel filter that's kind of barely even chooching, but probably doing something. I just think that it needs a little bit more on the actual mechanical filtration side. Like actually physically removing stuff from the water column. Might need a bigger
John
power
Mackenzie
head.
said, make your
Power
own
head seems a little
filter.
small. Now there's an idea. That's an idea.
Elaine said I threw sponge filters in a box and went back to box filters.
There's an idea.
Bionic Bigfoot said have over 100 feet of pothos growing out of 10 fish tanks on the ceiling in the living room.
That's cool. I could definitely, that's not a bad idea, is get some pothos going in here too. Because I do think that will help. Yeah, we could do that.
Select Pet said DIY box filter for the win.
Although, if we did do, all right, what is,
Whip's World said sponges are horrible for mechanical filtration. I hate them. Particulates
yes.
floating everywhere.
Yeah.
They are a great fail-safe for when I go brain dead and forget to turn the canister back on though.
No, I like sponge filters are definitely great for the biological filtration. They do some mechanical filtration, but honestly, if I wanted, I'd have to clean them like every week. Keep up, I think. And it probably still wouldn't keep up. I think,
Daniken Aquatics said, what up, Jason?
yo, what's up, Daniken? Kenny? I think that maybe the power head in here might be a little undersized for this size
Fishing
aquarium.
Mon said they do low.
They do.
Daniken Aquatics said, what up, fish people?
What up, fish people?
Window Licker 5 said you could delete the sponges and the power head. Use the canister for flow. The
Yeah.
207 has good flow. I have one.
There's an idea. That's not
Whip's
a bad
World
idea.
said, Kenny, ah!
Although I probably would not, I'd probably keep the power head and canister just for a little extra flow. These are, I don't think it's going to be like too much flow.
Bionic Bigfoot said, what up, Daniken Aquatics?
Yeah. We could get rid of the sponge filters and go with canister. I'd probably put the, excuse me, some tools here.
Select Pet said sponges can do great mechanical filters. But some folks have convinced others to use the wrong kind of sponges, and then folks don't do needed maintenance.
And I'm one of those folks that likes to slack on maintenance. I'm going to go with the better choice. Something that's lower maintenance. All right, here we go. Let's end this poll. If anybody hasn't voted on that poll yet, I'll give you another 30 seconds or so to do it. The idea is for this fish tank specifically, we have a small size power head in here, just probably undersized in my opinion, but it does work. It does do, it's clog quick. So I guess if we could get better filtration in here, it would clog less. The sponge filters are not keeping up with the bioload in this. Well, they're keeping up with the biological filtration, obviously, but they're not keeping up with the mechanical. There's always like so much mold in this tank. Now these are big fish, bigger fish, and this is only a 33 long, so 30 gallons. A lot of substrate. But yeah, I was thinking in either a hang on the back or a canister filter, and I'm kind of leaning canister, honestly. But let's see what the poll says. I think it's up. Got a tickle in my throat. Hang on a second. Yeah. Where mice go? All right, here we go. Anakin says we do 90% of the fish room with just sponge. Yep, I'm with you on that. I have one hang on the back running in this. No, that's not true. Two hang on the backs running. And I probably don't need that second one. I actually put it there to originally help clear up a particulate problem. So I could probably get rid of that one hang. The one rimless tank in this thing with the Medaka rice fish in it has a small aqua clear hang on the back that's like trickling. Okay, it's also got a sponge filter in there. I could probably get rid of that, no problem. The other hang on the back is on my 55 or my 75 gallon that I do the water changes on and the blackberry algae, all that stuff. That has a one of those. What is it? A blue ball? No, Seachem. Oh my God, Seachem title.
Fishy
I don't
Monster
remember
said
what size.
Jazrin AHOB is easier to keep clean.
Listen to me, son. I'm not doubting you. The only other filter I have is a canister filter that is on my one Goldfish 75, and I just had it because I've had it for years. I've had that thing for, I mean, going on 2 decades. Thinking like, well, we're into the second decade, all right?
Bare Bottom Branton
Very
said,
far.
what up, my beautiful people?
Like 17 years, something like that. What's up, man? Bare Bottom Branton.
Whip's World said, Select John. I disagree vehemently, but not all situations are the same. For me, not good. Terrible, in fact. I also experience a lot of issues with co-op sponges. They stop allowing air through.
Now that's an issue.
Daniken Aquatic said, what size is this tank, Jason?
This is a 33 long, and there's quite a heavy bio load in here with these rainbows. These are pretty big rainbows. Oh my God. Choking to death there. So yeah, I need some better filtration than just sponges. Just as, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the tank.
Select Pet said, I'm anti-canister. I am
noticed.
down to one and never liked a single one. This one is on its last straw. One more mess up, it's on its way to the club auction to give away.
No, I broke.
Bionic Bigfoot said a matte filter works great.
That's not bad. Well, then, see, then you got to deal with the. This is a display tank idea, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. So we want to try and keep the a little more out of the tank, I guess. So that's why hanging it back. Not a bad idea. Hanging it back would be cheaper. Depending
Window
on the
Liquor
hanging back, it would
5
be
said,
easier.
I used two
or just as easy.
HOBs on my 75G with two sponges with coupe power heads on them for flow. Plants growing out the top of HOB and a plant light above that under a shelf, but I had room for that. Elaine said clean every 2 years sounds like a winner.
See, Elaine knows. I'm anti-gas. Yeah. I use two hanging backs on my 75 with two sponges. Now there's an idea. They're going to power heads for the sponges. But we don't have a whole lot of headroom there. Just so we're going to put that out there. Essentially a short 55. I think. I don't know. I'm leaning canister just to kind of keep it cleaner. My God, man. I need to get some more. Something to drink. But putting Pothos
Window
in this would
Liquor
probably
5
be a
said
good start.
canister for the win with the space you have.
Yeah, I would say canister is probably winning over just for that. It's going to be a little bit of an investment, I
Whip's
think.
World said, do you know what I've started leaning towards? Internal canisters. These Shark Pros are amazing. Kind of a mix between a canister and a sponge.
Here we go. Oh, Jesus.
Fishimono said Jazrin canister filters are a pain in butt to clean, hence the reason people let it go longer without cleaning it.
Yeah. They're not that hard to clean, other than just, you know, you gotta prepare for it. I just busted this piece of pothos off that was binding around the fish room. So I'm gonna stick this in here, in the back, and the root, I guess, hopefully. I'm gonna let this hang down, do its thing. Cobwebs off of that. I do think if I got a canister filter, we could set up a flow system where it's being pumped in this way and being sucked out over there, or at least in the middle over here. I don't know. Hanging the back's downfall is it's gonna outflow where it picks up at too, right? So I don't know.
Window Licker 5 said, "Did they fix those shark filters? Ask Ed. I think they rust after a while."
Oh, the internal
Coral
sharks?
said, "Hit the or Jason will curse you with BBA."
Yeah, there you go.
Bare
like
Bottom
that.
Branton said, "I love my canisters. If you
Yeah.
can't clean them once a year, how lazy are you?"
Sorry, guys. I like this. Tickle my throat here. I'm gonna go away. Grab some coffee. Yeah, I'm probably even lazier than that. I'd probably end up cleaning them like once every 2 years, just cause. Until the flow starts getting real like choked up. I guess it's not doing a whole lot of mechanical filtration, then,
Select
right?
Pet said, "Canister is the only filter I know of that people buy them and immediately plan for failure by putting them in a leak-catching pan."
Oh yeah. There's that. Although honestly, this one doesn't have anything. Never has. But I guess technically this whole basement is a leak catching pan.
Bionic Bigfoot said, "I got pothos in every tank. Just add a Pelco water."
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I just put that in there, the root. I don't know if you can see it over there. It's in the bubbles. Pothos. It's hanging on the back. Plenty of room back there for... Could do a hang on back, I guess. It would be cheaper. Quicker. Perhaps.
Bare Bottom. Branton said, "I've never had a canister leak. I think it's mostly user error when that happens."
Yeah, I think you're right about that, honestly. Because I've never really had one leak. I've broken one
Fishymon said,
and
"I
then
can
repaired
clean
it.
my HOB once every 2 weeks because it's so easy."
Well, I think that's what you should do then. Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna... Hang on, I just realized something. I have this one filter that this dude gave me. It's a hang on the back. I might not need to buy anything. I'll just be able to use what I got. How cool would that be? Oh my god. Seem to be missing some parts though. No, am I? No. We gotta see if this works though. I'm missing.
Fishymon said, "Jazrin, don't be condescending towards me."
You don't know me. Go in there like that. Goes in there like that.
Whip's World said, "The Marineland 360 canister filter series leaked badly, as do most of the Sun products. I don't think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
on me.
I
Couldn't
wouldn't.
have been. But
I
when I
don't.
lost power, that's when they leaked.
Hmm. Interesting. Huh. The Sun doesn't sound like a quality brand to me to begin with, so. I don't know if this belongs to that. I don't think it. Anyway, this is an old, what do you call it, penguin? I think that's what they were called, the Marineland penguins? No, not the ones with the bio wheels on them. I don't remember what they were called. But I got one right here. This is what I got from that one guy. Let's see if I can put this in here. That's actually function. Something weird about this. This doesn't seem right. It's kind of funny.
Bare-Bottom Branton said, Sun
What
and
the hell?
Marineland are unfortunately not great canisters.
Yeah.
My
I-
Aheims have been running 1 years without a single issue.
That's
They
what
are
mine is.
absolute tanks.
The one I have is an Eheim, and it's
Thank
like
you,
one of the
Whips
old
World, for
Eheims.
the $2,200 USD super chat. You rock.
Thanks, dude.
Whips
Whoa.
World said canister fund, or whatever you end up getting.
Thanks, man.
Fishy
That's
Monster
cool.
said, do canister filters reprime themselves after losing power?
Yes, because they're fed with they're technically an unbroken siphon, unless the air is getting in. They will reprime themselves. Thanks, Whip, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get this thing back together. For some reason, I can't get this to snap back on. There we go. There we go. All right, let's hang this right here for now. Just raw dog it. See it, but whoever had this had it hooked up to have like a water, I don't know, injection or something there, or maybe it's how. I don't know what they did. That's how they did water changes. I don't know. No clue, man. All right, let me something to fill it up with. Test it, see if it works. If it works, then maybe we'll use
Bionic
this.
Bigfoot said, Higger, hang on back canister filter.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically canisters are hang on backs because they hang on the filter. And that's as full as it gets. Oops. I ended up kicking that tank and breaking it. I'm gonna move that 5. Let's make it smaller. There we go. Oh, it's working. Well, there you go. This had to have been to add water to the tanks because it's too high to drain.
Window Licker
Or
5
this might have been
said,
like an
how many
emergency
problems
overflow.
have you had with the 407? Maybe a little pricey for the 207, but worth it in the long run.
Now there's no filtration whatsoever. I mean, there's nothing in there. It's just empty. It's just sucking things up and blowing it back out in the tank. But it is working. Huh. Well, maybe we use this for a little bit. See if it actually helps anything. Here, let's I mean, since it's free and it's here, let's try it. Stirred up a bunch of mold. Let's reposition this. What's not in the front of the tank? Dump some water. Now, we are going to have to make an adjustment. I guess we can just leave this like that. For
Window Licker 5 said, how are you going to service that HOB? Can you put your hand in it?
Yeah,
Fishymon said, put filter floss in it.
I will. Just wait. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put it first. I'll tank. I think we're gonna put it back here.
Elaine said all the fish left that side of the tank.
They're like, no. Let's see if we can actually get this in the tank. On the back. There we go. There we go. I'll leave this lid like that for now because I don't want to cut the lid if this isn't going to be a permanent thing. We'll move it more towards the center. There we go.
Fishy Monk said, there you go, being condescending again.
Me? I would never do that to you, buddy. Ow. Oh. All right. Next step. Find a
Bionic
plug.
Bigfoot said,
Let's see
put
a
on an
plug.
intake filter all night.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I need it because these fish are big. It's not like they're going to get sucked up. And I do want the particulates to get up into that filter, right? Let me see what I do have as far as filtration goes. At the moment, I have... I'm sure I got some sponges floating around. Actually, I do have sponges. Yeah. They are in here. Sump. One of the sumps has a bunch of sponge filters. They work really well for this. A good rinse though, so that make sure they're not like moldy. These are old AquaClear sponges. I used to buy them at the fish store, and just cut them to size.
Fishy Monsisaw said, cut sponge to fit the HOB.
Yeah. If I need to cut it, this one actually fits better. Yeah, that one fits perfect. Holy cow! Almost like I had these for one of these ones at one point. You can get a whole second one in there too. Not a whole one, but a good portion of it. I don't know if we'll be able to get the lid on. I think we're probably just good with that one sponge. That's actually probably golden. That fit perfectly. It's almost like it was destined to be this way. Yeah. All right. Now we need to add more water to it. Here, let's put this water back. Oh my god, I can't do it. I won't be able to get any more without spilling it all over the place. All right. Let's fill up that hang in the back. Oh shit.
Whip's World said, honestly, I use all the options on almost my tanks. I have canisters, HOBs, and sponges on each of my tanks for redundancy per purposes. Even the quarantine tanks have chobs and sponges on them. Bionic Bigfoot said all my hob I use sponge in them.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm back. Apparently my software crashed. Interesting. Let me know if you can hear me now. Yeah, my logo, right? Yeah. I got Kirk call me. Such a good man. I believe you can hear me. Let me know.
Yeah. You can also hear me.
Cool. Back. I am alive. Apparently the software crashed. I don't know what happened there. Cool. Well, Kirk called to let me know because I was standing here babbling to myself. All right, dude. Thanks. Cool. Let me get back to this. I don't know exactly where I froze, what was going on. Let me get the chat back up here. All right. I think we're back. We're back. All right. We're back. Okay. Everything should be back to running normally. But there's a heck of, I don't know, I was talking about this. I got this running. Hangback's running. However, there is a hell of a rattle going on with this thing. It is. Hear that? That will drive me up the wall. I'll let this run for a little bit. What do? I interrupted it. There we go.
Whip's World said he's back, everybody, he's back!
I'm back! Still a hell of a rattle going there. So, that's the other thing that's nice about a canister filter is you never get that rattle.
Window Licker 5 said that's why Buddy gave it to you, Lowell.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. No, he was just one of those, you know, every fish tank deal I've ever had, and like there was third party, was always like, here, take all this extra shit. Or stuff, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be swearing like that. Take all this extra
Fisher Monster
stuff.
said he's back like Jack.
Yeah. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. It can't hurt, it's just gonna be a little annoying on the noise. See if it gets any better, but if it doesn't, I'm just gonna unplug it. And I think this pump, this hang on the back is probably gonna find its way into the great pump in the sky, I guess. I don't know. Another reason why I went to the linear piston pump air-driven system is a whole lot less noise. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let it run. Can't hurt. I was talking about how I didn't think it would overflow out the back because of the way it's designed. There's really no way. I mean, there would have to be something like significantly blocking the front of this for any water to start flowing out the back. Pretty solid design on that part. Pump's janky, or the where the impeller meets in there is kind of real janky, but I don't know. It's probably just old. Been taken apart too many times. Too many, the tolerances are not as tight as they used to be. That's just my opinion. All right, I'm gonna put this on sleep mode. It is probably noon, or real close to noon, so I'm probably gonna call it here, guys. Sorry about the interruption there earlier. Yeah, it's afternoon actually. But that's just the way it's gonna be.
Window Licker 5 said, I do like the trickle sound of water, but not rattles.
Yeah, that rattling noise is, I can hear from
Fisherman
here.
said that noise will annoy you, can't hear it from my house. John
Well, that's annoying
Mackenzie
me.
said good with an old school box filter.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I don't think it would keep up. Or I just have to maintain it more often than I do or will. So you gotta play with the human factor too. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out today. If you have any questions, comments, you know, leave them down below. I do read all that stuff. Any ideas, let me know. Anything you wanna, oops, where are we at here? Yeah, anybody you wanna email me, show off, whatever?
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
Exactly. Yep, email me there. If not, hit the like button if you guys haven't, please. Subscribe if you're not. And appreciate everybody hanging out today. It was a great time. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Whip, for your donation. I appreciate that a lot. I will definitely weigh my options here. But yep, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.